Are there any specifics when it comes to training during a fat loss phase, resistance-wise? We did a great breakdown that everyone can go and watch on how to train for muscle growth. Are there any adjustments when you're in a deficit?
For most people, no. If you are at the very end of an insane fat loss phase, if you're a competition bodybuilder, you might want to try to reduce the amount of load you're lifting by a little and increase the repetitions, just because it's the same hypertrophic drive on average, but you're marginally reducing the risk of injury by a tiny little bit. It's also, through some biochemical mechanisms, easier to maintain your muscular endurance and improve it as you're dieting down than it is to maintain or increase your strength. And so that is like a very exotic concern for almost everyone. Is just kind of the same resistance training as we talked about in our earlier video all the time.
Should people be trying to increase the weight and the reps that they're doing as they go through fat loss? Should they have it in the back of their mind? I might get a bit tired, I'm 4 weeks in, I'm 8 weeks in, I'm 12 weeks in. What about dealing with the mental pain of maybe not being the progress of strength, not going in quite the direction that you want?
Great question. The hypertrophy app does that for you. Mike, seriously, shut the hell up about your stupid app. You should anticipate that the rate of progression is going to decline. Maybe you've been really gunning it for a while and adding 5 pounds to the bar and everything every week. And when you're not adding weight, you might be able to add 2 reps to the exercise. Especially at the tail end of a fat loss phase, try to aim for adding 2.5 pounds to the bar every week and maybe adding a rep every week. Or if you're pretty advanced and things really slow down, every other week go up by 2.5 pounds or a rep, and every other week just maintain. And so instead of trying to gain at a fast rate, you're trying to either gain at a very slow rate, and in the end, you win some, you lose some, and you end up maintaining. But you still got to try to push it. What you don't want to do is start trying less hard to really take it to the teeth when you're in a fat loss phase, because the total catabolic muscle destroying, muscle burning stimulus is high as fuck now. You got to fight against it by keeping your training volume up, of course, within the ability to recover, which is going to decline. You still have to test your limits a little bit, because if you train easy and you diet really hard for fat loss, you might lose some muscle still. If you train as hard as you're capable of, you might lose no muscle and maybe gain a little. If you train or try to train as hard as you were when you were massing, you'll just overreach and have to deload every 3rd week.